No, so the way things are decided. So one of the fundamental principles of Wikipedia is neutral point of view. That Wikipedia itself shouldn't take a stand on any controversial issue, but simply present all main sides of the debate. And quality sources, to say, we don't just we don't use blogs for a source except in very special cases. So if Donald Trump has a blog, I have no idea, and writes something about his own position, that would be valid as a source, but just sort of random bloggers, no. So quality sources, and then an open dialogue. And this is where there's nothing algorithmic possible. There's nothing more than a healthy culture within the community that can make this work, which is to have people saying, like, we really want to get it right, we really want to be fair, we want to be neutral, we want to present all sides, and that can be very difficult. Now, fortunately, on a very popular topic like Donald Trump, there will be a diversity of opinions, for and against and so on, and so it's unfortunately can be a bit of a battleground. We strongly discourage that battleground mentality, so people turn up and they're ready to fight the good fight to make America great again by fixing Wikipedia's page, and we say, no, this is not what we're doing here, we're only discussing how to improve the article. But it takes a real commitment by people, and there's a lot of internal administrative procedures. Sometimes we've had cases where a whole swath of people got banned from editing a certain area so that other Wikipedians who didn't have a particular interest in the topic could come in and kind of sort it out and be more calm. It is true, though, that on certain topics, it's very hard because emotions get high. So Donald Trump, emotions are a bit high about Donald Trump, but you can imagine right now there's been a good discussion going on in Ukrainian Wikipedia, Ukrainian language Wikipedia, and Russian Wikipedia about the Crimea and the conflict between those two countries, where the views are very divergent, and the question is, how do we present this in those languages in a fair way, because people are very emotional about it. And the good news is they talk to each other. So a group of Russian Wikipedians came to Kiev, and they had a little mini conference to sort of discuss and debate it. They've done this conflict resolution exercise. They're talking about it. I raised it. We just have our annual conference, so I'm very active in this kind of thing in the community, and talked to several people from there about how they're dealing with this. And sometimes people outside are like, "Oh, we think the Russian government is responsible for undermining." No, not really. I mean, I know the people who are editing; they're a bunch of geeks, and you met the type of people here. They're very sweet people. And they said that the real problem they're facing is the standard rules about reliable sources are very, very difficult, because what's normally considered a high-quality Russian newspaper is definitely towing a very different line from what's normally considered a high-quality Ukrainian newspaper, so that just pointing to reliable sources doesn't really help resolve the conflict. You've got to report on both sides. There's a language barrier, et cetera, et cetera. It's very hard. So, but there's no magic answer to these things. I will say I'm very proud of our community, and they are very aware that we're almost the only people who care to do this right. And that's a very sharp criticism of our media today, that most of the media just wants to pick a side and get on with it and sell more newspapers or raise their ratings. That's not great for democracy and the future of the planet, so I'm glad that a bunch of ordinary people are coming together going, no, we need to report fairly on what the Russians believe, and, Putin said this, and the Ukrainians responded that, and so on, just so that we can have the details. I'm being yanked off the stage, so I think, thank you very much for your time, and